It's now been 7 months since the announcement of Apple Intelligence and 3 months since the iPhone 16 would supposedly deliver them. But here we are in 2025, still waiting. The question is Apple hopelessly behind the competition, or is this slow rollout a part of a bigger plan? So let's take a look at Apple's AI strategy, why it's so different from its competitors, and how it could actually be a long-term win for us consumers.
The next generation of iPhone has been designed for Apple Intelligence from the ground up.
Apple pitched the iPhone 16 as the perfect canvas for their big leap into AI, but months later, we're here with only a few of those promised features actually in our hands. As a matter of fact, at the rate that Apple's rolling these features out, it looks like we might not even see the full picture until iOS 19 arrives, or even after. Meanwhile, the rest of the tech world has been racing to slap AI powered on everything, eager to jump on the latest trend and whatnot. But not Apple. They're taking a far more cautious approach, and while I can't say I'm behind them releasing a product that's built for AI without most of the features being available, I think in the long run we might be thankful for this slow rollout. So what makes a really good personal AI assistant is not just its capabilities, it's the ability for it to understand your habits, learn your behavior, and offer genuinely helpful suggestions based on what it knows about you, all without compromising your privacy. And if you ask me, that last part is worth the wait. But more on that later. Right now, we're in this strange waiting period. We've seen Apple's vision for a smarter and more seamless assistant, but let's look at the reality and see what was promised and what is actually available. 4 months in, Apple Intelligence feels more like it's gotten smarter Siri suggestions and more context-aware notifications, but that's it. Nothing feels revolutionary, at least not yet. There's a survey that shows that users aren't getting much value from the AI features, which is what kind of prompted me to make this video. As of now, there's a few useful AI features and others not so much. Writing tools is one of those useful features that can make it easier and more efficient for us to get work done by helping you write better and more appropriately for situations. And then the long overdue enhancements to Siri, which make it a little bit smarter and, well, a lot smarter, but it's relative. It's not like it's the best assistant ever, but definitely better than what it was. But ChatGPT is at least integrated into Siri. Later versions, whenever that comes, will allow Siri to be more personal and use context from your device for a more tailored response, which is crucial because assistants are most useful when they know the user. AI assistants like Siri don't become great overnight. They learn through your data. So they pick up on your habits and preferences and tailor them for you. So for example, over time, writing tools can and should start learning how you write, or how you type in this case. This way it can refine your writing, and the OS in general should learn your habits so that it can predict your needs before you even realize you need them. And as you can see, this means that your AI assistant has access to a lot of deeply personal information like passwords, emails, and accounts. And this is why I think that waiting for Apple's slow rollout might actually be worth it in the long run. Yes, they're taking things slow, ensuring that their AI isn't just functional, but also secure. They're creating something that users can trust, I hope. So let's take a step back and look at how other companies have implemented AI into their products. Microsoft Recall was a feature introduced last year that faced a lot of backlash due to privacy and security concerns. It was designed to capture screenshots of your activity every few seconds on your laptop in this case, and it would create a searchable timeline so you can find anything you might have lost or needed to pull up. But it was criticized for potentially exposing sensitive information because it was literally taking a picture of your screen. So stuff like credit card numbers and passwords, whatever the case might be. Not to mention that it was automatically turned on when you booted your PC for the first time. They've made it opt-in ever since the backlash, but that just goes to show how much they prioritize privacy and security over there. And then there's Google. They pretty much shove their AI features into all of their services and products. Some are useful, but others not so much. The other thing is that a lot of their AI services are cloud-based. Not all of them, but probably most of them. That means that their models are faster to update and push out features, but that also comes with a big trade-off. Your data has to leave your device, whether that's emails, files, or browsing habits and other personal information. They're sent to a server to be processed and analyzed. Apple, on the other hand, is focusing on keeping your data private. They're trying to offer on-device features as much as possible. Not entirely, but the ones that will be sent to the cloud server will use something called private cloud compute. They're taking precautions like scrapping the data immediately after it's been processed on their server. So think of it like going to a library to borrow a book. You walk in, tell the librarian what you want, and then they get it for you, and then they don't keep any record of what you borrowed. They move on to the next person. If you ask Siri for something that needs to be sent to the cloud, it'll process your request on their servers and then discard it. It's not saved there, which should minimize leaks. And how do we know that Apple isn't lying? I get your suspicion, I was too, but Apple has made their servers publicly accessible so that independent experts can inspect and verify the privacy protections that are in place. So while I'm not a fan of Apple promoting their $1,000 phones as built for Apple Intelligence, even though they release with zero AI features, I do appreciate how they're handling privacy. Looking ahead, I don't think anyone really knows what's going to stick, Apple included. Right now, AI just kind of feels like a giant experiment. While other companies are tossing features left and right in hopes that something sticks, I think Apple's approach is underwhelming for sure, but at least it's not chaotic. It seems like they at least have a vision. It is frustrating to wait, but at least they're building something that people can trust. Again, I hope. The upside to this slow burn is that history shows that Apple doesn't always get it right, like their butterfly keyboards or Bendgate, but when they do, they knock it out of the park, like Touch ID, Face ID, and Apple Silicon. So let's hope they do. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Like the video if you enjoyed, and subscribe.